Hey guys, welcome to the first lecture of this course. I am super excited to be teaching this. So in this lecture, we're going to cover course overview. I'm going to talk about each section in this course, what you should expect to get out of it, what skills you're going to have at the end of each section. We're also going to cover the course format and work on setting some expectations so you know what you're going to get out of this. All right, so in the first section, we're just going to cover introduction material. In the first section, it might actually be more skewed towards people who are thinking about starting a web development business because we're going to cover how do they work, what do they look like, and what are the benefits to starting and running one. We're going to talk a little bit about the SprintKick story. I'm going to just talk about how I started my web studio, what were my problems, trials, tribulations, anything that might be interesting, and you can laugh at all my mistakes. We're going to talk a little bit about framing this because a lot of people are going to be coming at this from different expertise. Some of you will be from design, some of you will be marketers, some of you will be small business owners. So I'm going to help you understand in each case how you can apply all the learning in this course to you. We're going to wrap that section up by talking just a little bit about how you can get the most out of the course. So in the second section, we're going to cover some general understanding. I'm going to cover different ways that development firms operate. What are the options available to you? What are some more macro understanding things that you should understand in order to be successful? I'm going to help you set expectations of what you should expect from your development business. When do you see the benefits from all your activities? What should you know? Then in section 3, I'm going to help you plan out your strategy to make the most profit and to make the best business possible. I'm going to help you make decisions along a variety of things. How to operate in niches, how to find niches, whether or not you should operate in a niche, whether or not you should hire in-house or contract exclusively. We're going to talk about what zones you should use if you choose to use outsourcing. I'm going to help you pick what type of development you're going to do. Are you specialized or generalized? I'm also going to introduce some frameworks that are going to be incredibly helpful for helping you understand what's possible with your development business and what is simply a waste of time. Then in section 4, we're going to jump in, get our hands dirty. I'm going to show you how you can create a professional web presence for as cheap as $19. You're going to follow along as we take a deep dive into how do web studios and web development businesses create their web presence, what are the popular standards, what works for getting your messaging out there, and how to figure out who your exact client group is going to be. I'm going to show you what your options are for getting your web presence up. How do you go about that? What do you need to know? I'm even going to help you pick your name and how to pick what message you're trying to exude with your web presence, with your name, with your entire brand identity. Then we're going to cover briefly how you should plan to upgrade your web presence and some cool tricks that we here use at SprintKick to really up our game when it came to our website. Then in the next section, we're going to do an in-depth coverage of how to find and add subcontractors to your team. Now, not everybody is going to use a subcontractor strategy, but it's something that you need to know if you want to be good at managing and good at finding help that's going to bring your business to the next level. We're going to look at the 3 biggest platforms for finding contract work. We're going to cover how you should get acquainted with them, what you need to know, what are the things you should ignore, and what are the tips and tricks for getting the most out of them. Then in the next section, we're going to cover portfolios. We're going to address how do you start off from nothing, how do you build a strategy around gaining the best portfolio items, and we're going to cover some tips and tricks, some really cool strategies for getting awesome portfolio items very easily. Then in the next section, we're going to cover 13 different strategies that we used here at SprintKick to get clients. Some of them are more generalized. Some of them are very unique. You will only hear them here, and I'm going to show you exactly how I did them. We're going to cover all sorts of things. We're going to cover tutorial making strategies, white papers. We're going to cover how you can use things like perpetual discounting, how you can use your prior established affiliations to bring in sales. And then we're going to cover some timeless techniques that with a little bit of time, you can bring in a steady stream of leads. The next section, we're going to cover proposals. We're going to cover what do clients look for, what do clients care about. We're going to cover what are the easy ways of making professional proposals, what you should focus on, what you should ignore. In the next section, we're going to cover some of the best practices when it comes to managing your clients, keeping them happy, and getting them to send you repeat work year after year. We're going to cover things like setting the tone in your relationship, how to stay confident even in situations where you don't know the answer to a question or even what you're doing. We're also going to cover more technical hands-on things like what's the proper way of billing your client and how you can go about picking a tool to do so. Then in the next section, we're going to cover a monster knowledge base of best practices and techniques for growing your business and maintaining your business fundamentals. We're going to cover frameworks for growth. We're going to talk about things like agile methodologies. I'm going to introduce you to some basic techniques like figuring out what your client's budget is and being able to tell how valuable your client is before you even pass over $1. We're going to talk about how to structure your billing. We're going to talk about red flags you should look for with clients. We're even going to cover really common scenarios like running projects without contracts, what you need to know, how you should do it correctly. There's a ton of information in that section. I can't even do it justice talking about it now, so go and look over the lecture list. In the next section, we're going to cover some easy to use, free online project management tools that will dramatically increase your efficiency as a development business. First, we're going to look at Asana, get acquainted with it. I'm going to show you how it works, what are the advantages, and then I'm going to show you how you can customize Asana to fit your development business specifically. I'm even going to show you some really cool techniques, how you can turn it inside out to increase transparency and keep your clients happy. After that, we're going to cover Trello, which is a brand new and very popular visual layout project management tool. I'm going to show you how you can use that system to actually encompass a lot more than Asana, and again, how to customize it for your specific use case. After that, we're going to cover Google Drive really quickly, where I can show you some really cool functionality that you can use to keep your projects on time, in budget, and you can use as a technique for attracting more clients. So after that, we're wrapping it up, and I'm going to include a section where we give you all of our free contracts that you can use and customize for your development business. These are contracts we made custom and cost us thousands of dollars, well over $10,000. You can use them for whatever you please. They've been sanitized and ready for your use. So after that, we're wrapping up the course. So you should be an expert at running and growing a development business. So the course format for the course is actually quite simple. It's split between 3 different things. One, you have talking head videos where I'm like talking to you right now. Then we have a lot of screencasts where you get to see over my shoulder and I get to walk you through as I show you platforms, websites, techniques, and I show you exactly how I did them, talk to you throughout the entire way, show you step by step. The third type are more out in the field. At the very end of the course, I'm going to attach some real life kind of case studies where I can show you things that worked for us and that were actually real, not just made for a teaching course. Okay guys, so I hope you're excited to take this course. Any questions at all, post them in the group discussion. You can always send me a private message. I'm always around to respond to those. Take advantage of me as a resource. All right guys, see you in the lectures.